Welcome. This is Lynn with Live, Love, Laugh, Let Go Out Loud. And I'm your host, and I'm excited about my guest, Vernon Ball. I'll have him here in a moment. I just want to show you a little clip of who Vernon is, and this is going to be an amazing, fun show. Hold on. Oh my gosh, we're back with Vernon Ball. Vernon, everybody can hear my messenger, so stop that. Vernon, welcome to the show. I am so excited for you to be here. This guy, I've actually known him for like 24 years. I met him at an Office Depot. We were looking at this is back like 1997. Like we would chat on ICQ. It's just pretty. He's always helpful. He's been a great friend over the years. I really appreciate him being here. I'm going to let him introduce himself really quick. And I've got to upload some really cool pictures he sent me. So I'm going to work on that. So stall for me, Vern. I know you can do that. So here you go. You got the floor.
All right. I can do that. All right. Hey, I'm Vernon Ball. I own a tint shop. I think I forgot that years ago. As now we do wraps like the one behind me. We do walls. We do vehicles, engraving, 3D printing, pretty much anything creative. And that's kind of what drives me. Is I'm the idea guy and just find the technology and such that's out there, be adaptable, and that's what I love. Is anybody can things that big corporations to have now, we have access to it. So I'm the what if guy. Somebody brings me a project and I just show them, hey, what if we did this? What if we did that? And my guys hate me because then they got to figure out how to do it. So my favorite saying is, I say yes, then I figure out how I'm going to do it. So that's me
Vernon,
in a nutshell.
That's awesome. People don't understand that we have that innately with us, but so many people don't understand that we should look at our goal and then go forward and make it happen. And you are like one of the very few that are like that. You're such an amazing guy. And I'm excited because we got a lot of surprises. A lot of things are going to go on here. And then you sent me some images, so I'm going to have to work on that. I'm really, really excited. I'm going to share a couple things here. First of all, I want to say I thank you for trusting me and being here tonight. I know I'm making you nervous because you don't have any idea what I'm going to do, but it's gonna it's fun. So I'm gonna, there's so many facets from you, and I'm just gonna. I threw this stuff together. It wasn't your doing. It was, it's just some of the things I threw together from your page. So I'm going to play this real quick. And if you want to explain some of this stuff, that would be great.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a car, right? Or
well, there's some wraps we did for, yep. And then one of the slingshots, American stuff. His boat was awesome. He wanted a shark on the front and the look, and that's all perforated material so you can see out. That's the rest of that boat with images. So most people don't know what they want. They just come to us with inspiration, and from there we change it and different graphics and images. That's the awesome part about our printers is you can print full walls of images. Feature wise, we have one we did a wine room. Looks like you're standing in a vault of a wine room.
That's pretty cool. Also, I took some clips from some of the stuff that you also do that's not your ordinary tint factory kind of stuff. So, and I'm going to stop it right there. The first one, I want to say that on behalf of so many people that you've helped with the COVID, you didn't blink an eye. You said, how can I help? And you started helping. And so like when I play this image, it's really quick, but you see that you made those little stands for what, gas stations and stuff?
Yeah,
What made you
we provided were simple PVC built. The craziest thing made me
see
build that. You'll never believe this
what
is the I was in a 3G's or a little convenience store, and it was just after COVID started. And a customer came in and she sneezed on the cashier, and the cashier was freaking out, wiping down with a Lysol disinfectant wipe, and freaking out. You just sneezed on me, and the person's like, "Just get over it. You're not going to be hurt." And just shook up. I mean, she doesn't know. So I just said, "What? I'm going to fix that for you." So I went, and about hour and a half later came back, put the face shield on there, and I said, "You need something." It's confidence between the customer and that employee both feeling somewhat protected. And that was way before the masks were, mandatory. So
yeah.
we did that for a lot of the 3Gs and then the Wendy's around the state.
Well, I'm starting a new feature
It
here, and I know you're so busy. You're just an amazing guy. I mean, you do graphics, you have a little farm, yeah, just all sorts of stuff. I mean, you cook. I mean, I've lucked out and had some of your cooking, your pasties, I think they're called, right? So I went to your
Yep,
Facebook page
yep.
and I went ahead and hey, you should clean up your Facebook page before you're on Lynn's show because I just took a mosh of pictures. And so if you want to explain or talk about any of these, you were in a taco at the first one. That's pretty funny.
There's
What was that?
rainbows, and that was that one there was lasagna that I made apparently for 5,000 people, and there was two of us. And then my pasties, and that's my pasty mix. Instead of just meat, potatoes, and onions, a little bit of spices, and then my
That stuff is
menagerie
good.
of painting goats and miniature goats and
And what's this? This cake?
pies. I went into a pie cake and freeze that up to bake a pie into a cake.
And then look at all your
And then my
costumes. We're gonna get
cosplay
in.
costumes, I supported. I didn't those. Yep, that's Hoggle 5 and 9 from Tim Burton's movie. That was my first one. I just was a taco for. We did a Mexican fiesta, and they said dress accordingly. And I'm pretty sure they meant sombreros and ponchos, and I went as a taco. So why not, right? It's like I'm doing a ugly sweater party Saturday, and I'm gonna I'm above and beyond because I can't just do something a little bit. It'll be a pretty amazing thing. It'll make it to my Facebook page because it's kind of stupid, but it's a big, with the pump, all the pop vinyls. They're little caricatures with big heads. So I've got a friend that I'm going to be him in a box as one of them characters. As him. Has
I
nothing to do
love
with
it.
the ugly sweater, just more because show up at his house as a big headed version of him, like a balloon head. See what he thinks.
Uh, oh my goodness. You
So
guys, I could tell you how awesome Vernon is, but I think what I want to do right now is it's my show, so you actually just think, Lynn's just saying things, but I like to have verification and backups. So I got a little backup here just so you guys get a little idea of Vernon. Here we go.
So Vern is a very
okay, now I'm
amazing,
nervous.
unique human being. He's very caring and he's very giving. He's very selfless. I think the best thing to say is that he's very outside the box. He doesn't do things the way that normal people do things. He's just a bit different, but in the best way possible. He's just very outside the box, and it's always amazing because he always has a new project that he's working on. He's always got new cars. I love the fact that his cosplay, um, he's always willing to get into costume, but he always has unique vehicles at his shop. And I mean, he's just a wonderful, caring human being. And he's always given to me. I always love the fact that he's got everything. This guy has got everything. And on top of that, like, it's amazing because I've got a lot of stuff And he always says, Wayne, just call me if you need anything. Like, I got whatever it is that you want and need. I'm like, all right, Vern, yeah, I'll give you a call. And, but he does, he has everything. It's amazing to me. And, God, it's been over 20 years now since I've known you, since the tint factory was in its old location. But, I just want to let you know I love you. And I think about you all the time. So yeah, here's to 20, 30, 40 more years.
Well, I just had to do that. And I thank Wayne for helping me validate what I sincerely, you're such a great guy. I mean, if you weren't my best friend, I'd take you as my boyfriend, but you're one of my best friends. So I really love you and I appreciate you. You're so talented, caring. I mean, I don't even know how you sleep at night because with the sheep, I mean, like, matter of fact, I should go to my one question. What's your day normally look like?
Well, my internal alarm clock goes off at 5 a.m. and from there, it's after I'm ready, you go out, you feed sheep, you throw some hay to the sheep and the goats and the donkeys and make sure they have water, and then grab my dogs and whatever critters I'm bottle feeding at the time. So when I had a lamb, sheep, or baby raccoons, I'd throw them in the truck with me and head to the shop and just start doing my day here. And you're feeding babies, that's every 5 hours. And I'm really good at one of my favorite storylines is Tom Sawyer and when Tom Sawyer's fence and all they're going to the river to swim and they say, "Man, you're being left out." He goes, "No, I'd rather be painting a fence." And pretty soon everybody's painting fence and Tom Sawyer's river. I kind of held on to that pretty early in life, and it's amazing how many people want to feed a sheep or a lamb, hold a baby raccoon that's a month old that wants to be fed and bottle fed, and then as Wayne said, I always have a project, so I'm really good at grabbing people that pretty sure they don't have a talent or pretty sure they're not as creative and get them involved and bring them in. And we've got a bunch of people that I do that to. That's like how I'm not creative, and pretty soon when we're going, they're running on their own and being excited about that, and that's fun.
You're awesome. I've got random questions here, and I picked some that would pertain to you and whatever. So here we go. When was the first time you first realized that you wanted to do like graphic designing stuff?
I don't know. I can't remember yesterday, but I don't know. My son-in-law came to work for me, and well, just like the taco thing, it was just because my brain thinks different. I'm a problem solver. So even before I was creating graphics, I could go to and help people do a design or, hey, what if we did this? Like I said, and so it probably started way before I ever had the equipment and that to do it. So once I got the equipment, I think I got my equipment 7 years ago and delved into it and started creating stuff. Um, that's when I got more serious. My son-in-law was able to learn the program, and I just fed him what I want on my head. And, I'm one of them people I can describe to you what it's going to look like. And when I moved into my new building, the landlord, I told him exactly what it's going to look like. And when I got done, he said, "First, how many storage units did you empty? Because I have a lot of stuff that's waiting." And what I'm looking at right now, it was like, "I can see your description now," but he said, "I would have swore you were looking at a picture thoroughly as you just told me, and I'm looking at exactly that." So,
Wow. So where do you find your inspiration?
um, everywhere. Um,
Everywhere?
my inspiration comes from yeah, because you see, like even when I ask customers, I tell them, "Don't give me direction, give me inspiration." It can be a color, it can be a weird. On my fish tank stand that I built, when you open the lid, there's ostriches, and people are like, "Where do you see an ostrich?" You show them, they're like, "Wow, there's ostriches." one of my, I think it was my fourth goat that I got. I showed up to people's house and I said, well, I'm going to call that one Rooster. And they're like, well, why would you call a goat Rooster? And I'm like, right there on the side of them, there's a big rooster. There's a white spot in the shape of a rooster. I don't mean kind of like you're high and you're looking at clouds. I mean, it's a rooster. So they're like, how did we not ever see that? I don't know. Just, I
You're
and
breaking
I'm a
up a
little
little
kid,
bit.
so easy to get excited.
Oh, I love it. Describe your creative process.
Um, my creative process is kind of backwards. When somebody tells me, like a radio station came to me and they wanted a rap that would advertise their station. And I have a laser engraver, so I said, what if we took the back two-thirds of your vehicle and made it look boombox? And we cut out the panels and the speakers and made it a wood facade that looked like a radio, an old boombox. And we never got to finish it because of things that were beyond control, but we had wrote everything so that they could see it, and I look at things that how other people would look at it. If it's a food truck, I really take it as to what's going to bring other people in, not so many people are tied to their, what they know, that it's, they don't put it in layman's term. I'm a layman's term kind of guy. I want to represent, so it's visual. So I mean, we can take elements and tell their story with as few words as possible, or design wise, and so there's a whole bunch of stuff.
That's awesome. So tell me about the project you're most proud of and why.
I would say I built a replica of the future car. I've got tattoos that are somewhat related to that. Um, it was something
So,
I
so,
everybody thinks I'm a big fan of the show. Not at all. Um,
so let's talk about Back to the Future.
so anyway, okay, so it was something I just, the person that approached me, I never built a car. I thought budget,
You're breaking up.
and I did. I mean, we usually when I disappeared for a minute,
Yeah,
but anyway, just I I hadn't watched the movie for. I finished the car in November. I watched the movie the following February. And sometimes I'm MacGyver stuff, and I work on a really slim budget, so it's like, how can I make this? How can I find that? One of my talents is it's impossible to find stuff, because again, when I'm searching, I don't use the typical search words. I I don't know about a little different, so I'm successful.
gotcha. So let me ask you this: if someone, piece of advice to someone just starting out, what would it be? I mean, starting out in their vision or business, or what would you give as an advice if somebody was even as remotely as talented as you are, and you saw them working at Walmart, and yet you knew that they had a talent? What would advice would you give them?
Uh, I would tell them, if you're afraid to start, then start. Don't be so focused on what you think it's going to be in the end. Like me, 30 some years ago, I became the Tint Factory, great name, but now I do 10 million other things. So use a strategy of like Pepsi. It means nothing. It's just the letters and words, and start out with your market to your friend. But don't listen to all the naysayers. Some of my most motivational stuff is when people tell me it can't be done. I graduated a year early from high school because you can't do that. Wasn't a straight. So I'm like, oh well, let's see if I can, and I did. And
Yeah.
so you can't. You also, the other thing is, you can't have a plan B. If you have a plan B, you're never going to succeed because you're never going to fully invest in what you're going to do. I tell people all the time, I jump, then I may check to see if I have a parachute. Fear, if you let fear stop you, you'll never make it anywhere.
I agree with that. I agree. And here I am podcasting on YouTube. This is the first show on YouTube live. So, welcome, my YouTubers that are watching. I really appreciate this. This has been a big deal for me.
I think that's what
Let's
it is because you march to a beat of your own drum and you like, I'm going to try it. Will it be as successful as I think? Don't know, but let's try it.
you know and that's what I do. I surround myself with people that believe me and support me and are my friend, and you're a part of that, Vern. You've always been, real honest with me, and you've just been a cheerleader of mine that, if I didn't have that kind of friendship, it just, you're just part of my the reason why I'm here doing this, because, if anything, I'm still going to have my friends after the show, right? That's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
So,
We'll be here
and
just as crazy with you. Let's take adventure with you.
absolutely. I plan to have Wayne on the show, and Lucas Seeley's going to show up sometime soon and stuff. So we're gonna let people know we got awesome people here in Billings, Montana. I mean, I gotta represent at home time before anything else. So again, I thank you for being here. I know how busy it is. Your baby's at home waiting, so I appreciate this. What hard times in your life left you a better person after it was finished?
Um, I grew up with pretty rough beginnings, so I don't never knew I couldn't do something. So I don't know if there's a specific time I would speak to. Just it's more looking back. You could see, but when I was in the moment, I don't think I knew it was that bad. So I don't know that I was a dreamer, but I guess I was. I lived in my own little thing, and I was homeless for a while and lived in my car, and I didn't know I was homeless. I was just doing what I did. Um, I don't know.
I think that's what people don't realize. Those were gifts for you to be such a compassionate guy you are. You're so caring and compassionate. I was actually blessed one time to be there, and I don't know if I heard the story or the lady came in with windows that you actually went over and helped take the windows out, because she, uh, you just help so many people. I mean, you're just such a caring guy. I can't say that enough. But I really believe that your past made you be so compassionate now, because you can relate. And I tell that to people all the time. You could either look at that as being a victim, or you could look at the fact that, no, I understand what that person is. Let me do what I can. And it just I just love how you've turned things around, and you're such a beacon of we need more Vernons around.
Well, it's interesting. Ear- Early on, I used to tell my sad stories, and people helped me out of sympathy. Um, and I didn't like being felt sorry for. And then I had a lot of people around me that were business people, like huge business people. And it was weird because they would ask me for advice. And I always thought that was odd, but I liked who they thought I was. I felt like they didn't know. So then I thought, well, pretend to be that person. That's a way better person. And then after a while, it came to the realization that I was that person. And instead of telling a sad story, I would tell the successes because I'm lucky. I fall down and come up with, you know, amazing stuff. But a lot of that's just because the opportunity's there. And I'm like, sure, why not? You know, and I tell people I give the best. I don't know where I heard the saying, but it's I give not because I have, but because I know what it feels like not to have. Um, for a long time, I used to get taken advantage. And then I started learning the difference between a hand out and a handshake, and for a hand up. And I think that really helped me blossom because I would never get bitter because I was used. If somehow let somebody change me. Um, but there's so much joy. I mean, you know, I just helped a guy with a restaurant open his restaurant, went in and did a whole outlay decoration, themed his whole thing, gave him a logo, slogan, and he's like, well, we would have just painted the place and called it good.
Is that
You
the
know
fork
how?
fuel?
I mean, yeah, the fork and fuel. Um, you know, these people are from India, they're immigrants. Um, they had my friend approached me about it. He said worth helping, and so as far as he knew, I was going to do a mural on the wall, and from there, it's the whole place is outfitted. So, um, my like I told his wife, I'm a kid with color crayons, and you gave me a place to color. So I gave to him until he couldn't give it back. And
Y-
they want to give me accolades all the time for helping. But I told them tell their story because they in this time they're still immigrants and they came and they built a dream. And you listen to people go, oh, you know, everything bad happens. I can't do this. Well, this guy who has nothing can do it. Anybody can. And he didn't tell me a sad story. He just said, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm jumped in and it's it's fun to be part of it.
If you guys can't tell how much I just love this guy because he's just down to earth, so freaking humble. Uh, I'm telling you, surround yourself with people like this, and you can't ever go wrong. Um, Vern, I'm just so glad that Wayne came here to just echo what an awesome guy you are. And I think people that are listening can feel the same way about you. Which of your personality traits has been the most useful?
My storytelling. Um, I, I I was born in the wrong area. I liked old time radio stories, and if you just tell people how your day was, um, and just say most people would say I just worked and I did this, but if you can bring the characters in that story to life and you talk about um, it's characters, using words. You said, yeah, I did my hair, it's black. Or if you start talking about the depth of the black or how you have the color and people gravitate toward that. And you in doing that, don't just tell your story, but it's like your relationship is make sure you're asking that person their story because there's so much if you listen to other people that you can learn. And it's not you're not learning like from a business person, like where do I invest? You see a person smiling like Lynn and you're like, how you get up, what's your motivation, how do you smile, you get on here and you have that vivacious grin and laughter and silly dances and that how do you get past that without being so self-conscious and worry what people's thinking. And if you listen and you start to you share that and do that yourself, it'll be amazing and you'll have the same smile and you'll have business and outgoing.
Oh,
It's
well,
hard to move out of your shell, right, Lynn?
it, yeah, and you've seen me in my down times. You've seen me in my shy, timid times. I mean, people think I was just naturally like this, but you've known me 20. You've seen me
I know.
evolve. So and so I've always appreciated when you take 1 minute and you say, hey, you're doing really good, I've been watching you. I'm like, you've been watching what I'm doing, and you're like, oh yeah, like, oh shit, I'm probably better off not knowing that, but it means a lot. It means, because it like you said, you either can stay depressed or do something about it. And to me, when I have people like you that support me and other people, it's out of respect and out of appreciation of you, I've got to take that joy and move it forward to someone else because I know the joy you brought me and others. So that's really, really important. And I haven't laughed in a little while, so I'm gonna in doing that, we're gonna do this.
So have you ever gotten yourself in a pickle? What kind of pickle would you say you got yourself into? That you learned the most valuable lesson ever.
This has become a popular little question on my show. And you probably about 10. You have enough for the next half an hour, so go for it.
I don't know. I think when it comes to this, my brother-in-law always said I was an adrenaline junkie. I kind of put myself in a pickle to get motivated. Um, it's tough when you have if you think a boxer, um, what he's going to do until the other person swings. And when the other person swings, he's got 10 options. And that's me. I'd rather, if I'm in a pickle, if you don't have anything motivating you, it's like, okay, I'm behind here, I'm behind there, or doing whatever. I'm stuck on a problem. Best thing for me is give me a deadline. When I built it back there, I set a 2 months. I wanted to be done by the holiday parade, and that was September 13th. And like, yeah, let's do a project that takes most people 2 years and do it. And I think I can do it. And the day I was still pretty sure, but we were there. We were done. So
that's
a lot
not
of
a
motivation
that,
for me.
that,
I'm a professional procrastinator, so.
but that didn't.
Come on. You can do better than that. Answer the question.
You got a better pickle story than that. Come on.
I don't know a pickle story. You tell me. You tell the pickle story. What pickle story?
Oh my goodness. You must have got yourself like in a project where you like read out of a piece or didn't get the time. I mean, like you got stories. You tell good stories. I know I put you in a pickle trying to tell me a pickle story, but you
Well,
gotta
like I
tell
said,
me.
the Back to the Future car.
You did get it done
I
though.
don't know pickle story. Like I said, the Back to the Future car. Literally, I was on my hands and knees on the way down to the event, wiring stuff while Nick drove. I mean,
Wow.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. We'll go to another question. How do you organize your time?
No such thing. You just
I
do what you do.
love it.
So,
Let's see. Okay, so what mistakes have you made along the way?
yeah, what had I made? I've invested in bad stuff. I've hired wrong people. It's paved with more mistakes than there is successes. But
Yep, I hear you. Okay, so we're gonna get funny now. What's a funny joke that you know by heart?
I don't. My head is a file cabinet, and again, I know jokes they're not appropriate, so
Oh no, I put 18 on
I don't
this.
know. I,
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see.
well, no, I don't know.
So I let's see. Here, pretty much a lot of your stuff you do is your hobby is work too. So, but list some of your hobbies because this will
Well,
make a lot of people
it's because
tired.
the only way I could. It will. So I DJ. I'm a wedding DJ.
Oh, I
That was
forgot that. That was,
91. Yep.
I remember
And
that.
I do one or two weddings now. And then I do aquarium stuff. I used to do a lot of set up aquariums and maintain aquariums for quite a few years. And I Jeep or out on trails and pretty much every hobby of sorts because that way you could write it off. Like when I was a DJ, I wanted equipment, I wanted music, and so I did that. Like I don't know, raising animals is apparently a hobby that you start with, and then or 15 goats, 7 sheep, 2 donkeys, and a llama.
Later.
So I don't think of them as typical hobbies. It's just Lyle's. So um, enjoy riding motorcycles. That's a newer one, and I don't know, probably
Uh,
finding
uh,
projects is doing something.
okay. So when you have 30 minutes free time, how do you pass it? I don't think you have 30 minutes of free time.
Uh, I don't know. I haven't watched
Sleep?
TV in months. No, I'm a regulated guy. I close my eyes, I go to sleep till 5 a.m. Um, so I don't know. Like yesterday, I went for a motorcycle. Um, Still worked about 4 hours on jobs and things to help finish a project for my daughter. So I don't know. I like TikTok. I'd like to
Oh
be a
yeah.
TikTok creator, but I haven't figured that out yet.
Oh yeah. I actually was gonna go to your TikTok. I didn't know your name on there. I was gonna do a duet for the show, but I didn't have enough time to do my homework. So oh well. What personality trait has gotten you in the most trouble? Being the nice guy.
Right here, the cherub smile and that halo.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so
Apparently, my blue eyes are bad. I don't know.
yeah, I love your blue eyes. What kind of people do you most enjoy hanging out with?
Ones that'll hang out with me. I don't
Oh,
know.
you're
I don't.
you're a goof. You're a goof. Okay, so
No,
what tells you the
I'm
most?
always going, so I don't know.
What what tells you the most about a person?
Their introductory story. Listen to somebody when they're talking. There's those people that say, "Oh, this happened, but this person screwed me over," or "That happened," and that um, that tells more than anything. Because most people don't tell you. Most people try to tell you what you want to hear, and fortunately for me, I'm kind of insane, so you don't know what I want to hear, and so I have conversations to really draw out in the person. I don't have a lot of time to find out their ulterior motives um, and such. So I guess that would be that, and then from you listen to how other people talk about them.
There we go. If a genie granted you 3 wishes right now, what would you wish for? And don't say nothing about the
I
show being
wish my
over.
granddaughter would be back in the state of Montana.
Oh.
Now I'm watching the clock; it's ticking. I'm like, so no, I don't know. I'm pretty content. So I don't think I would ask money because it would just give me more trouble with another venture I could do or whatever. So it would have to be to help somebody, to take something away if it was a health issue, um, you know, or to help provide somebody else a smile, I guess.
All right, so let's see. I'll ask you this
Those are
one.
hard
What's the most?
questions.
No, you're doing good. What's the most beautiful place you've ever been?
Louise Lake, not Lake, no, not Louise Lake, Lake Louise. It's a mountain lake in Mon. It is the green that you would see in a ocean town or like valley or somewheres. You could see almost the bottom, but it is the most beautiful teal blue. I don't know, just something about that setting would be. I've never forgotten it. It's been probably 40 years since I've been there.
Wow. Wow. That's cool. What makes a person beautiful to you?
One that lives with a pain of some sort that gets through it every day.
Aw. That's kind of a reflection of you, mister. And that's usually this this question always lets me know that what people think about it's really reflects on them. So you're an amazing guy. Um, let's see. Okay, there's a list of these. I'm sure. What's the most spontaneous thing you ever done? And you do a lot. So one that you could share.
Um, comedy when we did the stand-up comedy.
Yeah,
I was
was
in
that spont?
San
Was
Francisco once with friends. Well, I just happened to drive up there. I said I'm going to do it. Went up and did it. I didn't plan to do it for weeks, or I knew about it. I talked about it, and then I'm like, yeah, let's. I'm just going to go do it.
hey,
I
okay,
did.
wait. So
Um,
so I know you did the stand up comedy thing the same time I did, and was that just spontaneous for you too?
yep.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't drink,
I'm
and I
like,
had like I'm so glad nobody recorded that because like I had 4 kamikazes and like a screwdriver, and I don't even drink, and it didn't even really affect me. I swear, I'm so glad we didn't record stuff back then. I know the MC, one of them was serenading me, and
well, I don't want to tell you, but when you interview Wayne, we'll make sure we have a video because that does exist.
are you
Because my
serious?
video is out there. I got to find the friend that has it. I have a friend that videoed me, and you were, I think, 3 before me. So part of that, I just got to. I don't know if he still has it. There was a video.
I might
If I
have to
can
get a
find it when Lucas is here or Wayne, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna need a GoFundMe to get me out of see how much I gotta pay to not show that because I was like, I don't know, man. That was like the most embarrassing. But again, that was out of my comfort zone. That was like really pushing myself out of my comfort zone. Okay, I did use some alcohol to do it, but I did it. I did it.
Yeah, but no,
And
but what it is, and it was torture because you you had to wait for your turn, and then the whole time you're thinking, why am I doing this? I could just leave. It was
well, but
torture. It's like waiting for the principal or for your dad to get home.
but guess
When you've done
what?
something wrong.
I got picked to go first. That really sucked. I was like, don't get me picked first. I got picked first. That was just torture. Just
No, but
really.
but that's better than I was like third from the last. Yeah, I was third
Oh,
from the last. So I'm like, man, I could this stuff.
remember the person that won? He won because he would do Tiger Woods and I wouldn't. That's what it was. He had a shirt that says, I do Tiger Woods. Remember that shirt? Yeah. All I got left is a
I don't remember
picture of
that
him.
part.
Oh my gosh, I got a picture of that somewheres. I put it on my Facebook somewheres. But yeah, that was spontaneous for me too, was to do stand-up comedy. At least I got that off my bucket list. So but yeah, it's so I'm gonna let you go here soon because you got babies to take care of at home. But as far as animal babies, but do you have any ridiculous goals in life?
My biggest goal right now is a maker space, and it's an undertaking, and it'll empower a whole. That's my next big thing.
Ah, all right.
People
We're
using
gonna
technology and putting that together.
okay. So
So, have you been naughty or nice this year? What's on your wish list?
you're not laughing. That's not good sign.
I didn't hear anything. No, I didn't
Oh,
hear
you
it.
didn't hear
I
it?
didn't hear you.
So, have you been naughty or nice this year? What's on your wish list?
Have you been naughty or nice this year? What's on your wish list? Is there a delay?
It's a family show, so yeah. I didn't. I seen the picture this
Oh,
time, but
Gotcha. Well, you know
We'll
what?
just
We're gonna end up wrapping this up only because you truly do have little pets, their family actually, that you need to go home and take care of. Do you have little baby animals at home now that you're feeding?
no, no. I don't have any babies. No bottle babies.
No bottle babies right now. All
Just my
right. Well,
big babies. They got to go throw hay to them. Nope.
yeah. Well, I'm going to I want to thank everybody that's been here and that's been coming in and out. And usually I do my show earlier so that I'm competing with all my other podcasters out there, and that's okay because there's always replay. So I want to thank everybody for being here. Vern, you know you're just an awesome guy, and I just wanted to, if I die tomorrow, at least today, you know how much I love you and appreciate you. And I'm not the only one. I mean, Wayne, and there's a lot of people in this community you've really helped, and it's just my little crumb of saying thank you on behalf of everybody else. So I love you. I hope you had fun here. I hope you'll be back because I do have some wild things
Yeah, it was
ahead in the
fun.
future here. So let me see here. I'm going to Sandra, thanks for being here. I really appreciate you. You're one of my regular audience, and I appreciate you the mostest for that. I'm going to Vern, stay right there. I'm going to close out with a little video of Vern. You guys have a good one, okay? Thank you. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know if Bubba Bradley is going to be okay. So we'll keep you updated on that. Thanks.